We had some leftover beans from the other night, and I grated a block of cheese, and we had some salsa in the fridge that need to be eaten up, as well as these tortillas from Trader Joe's. So we are having bean and cheese burritos for lunch. Yep, yummy bean and cheese burritos. The mung bean sprouts are growing nicely. Look at that. They are huge. Do you remember when I put them in there, they were just little green seeds, not very many. And yeah, they are huge now. Not quite ready. Well, I guess they are ready. We could eat them like this, or you can let them grow even bigger and they become like mung bean noodles. So yep, I still have them sitting here, and yeah, we'll wait a little bit longer and eat them as noodles. Making a dandelion infusion. Basically what that is I am making dandelion root tea, 8 tablespoons or teaspoons, whatever you prefer. I like it a little bit stronger because I'm making an infusion, and then it is boiling on the stove top, and I will let it sit overnight to get all those wonderful properties, and I strain it, and we will be drinking that for the health benefits. Dandelion root infusion. For supper tonight, we are making a chicken casserole. I made a chicken last night, one of our chickens, and I plucked some of it for supper. The rest I'm gonna take off, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some apple cider vinegar in the broth and let it run a little bit more. I put some carrots and celery and onion in there to make this beautiful broth, and then I end up using the chicken for so many dishes. So I took off this much, and then I have onions, and we're going to use penne noodles, and we're going to boil that, and then it's going to have, we're going to make a roux, and it's going to have cheese and sour cream, and oh my goodness, it's going to be delicious. So I'm getting started, and I'll kind of show you as we go along. Okay, so our noodle dish is done. Look at that, guys. We ended up adding some Tony Chachery seasoning just because it needed a bite. We don't like things real bland. We like things with a little kick to it. So this has added a kick to it. So that is penne noodles with chicken, sour cream, some milk, cheese, and yeah, and then the seasonings that we put in: salt, garlic powder, onions and garlic as well. And then we just added some Tony Chachery, and it is amazing. And with that, we are going to eat some radishes. We decided to go ahead and open up the mung beans and have some of those, some of our fermented carrots, and we may even have some of the pinwheel rolls to go with it for those that want garlic toast. We may cut those open and put garlic powder and butter. Yummy. So there is day 1 of week 2 of the 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge. Okay, for day 2 of the Pantry Challenge, week 2, day 2, I am making old-fashioned rolled oats, one of our favorites. I start with hot water, cinnamon, and then I add the brown sugar in there as well, because then it's all already incorporated, and when I put the oats in there, it just kind of mixes all together instead of having to do it afterwards. So yep, right now I have the cinnamon in the water. Then I'm going to add the brown sugar, and when it comes up to a boil, I will add the oats and cream, or I should say milk probably this time. I don't know if I have any cream. And then I'm going to start some sourdough pizza, probably for discard pizza for lunch, and we'll bring you along for that as well. Okay, our oatmeal is done. Nice and creamy. Look at that. I added the raw milk to it, brown sugar, cinnamon, and yeah, we're gonna have a yummy breakfast because it's a little chilly this morning. And then we will be starting on our sourdough discard pizza crust for lunch. Okay, I am making deodorant today. We use organic coconut oil. We use bentonite clay. And we use Bob's Red Mill baking soda. Guys, this is the one that you want to be using. We've been using Arm & Hammer for the longest time and just recently realized that there's ingredients in there that they're hiding that are not good. So get Bob's Red Mill deodorant, listen to me, baking soda. And those are the 3 ingredients that we add to our deodorant. You can add an essential oil if you want. We don't usually do that. The coconut oil smells just fine. We never have to reapply. It is amazing stuff. The bentonite clay pulls out toxins through your armpits, which is what you want to do. It causes you to sweat normally, which is what our body is supposed to do. And so yes, organic coconut oil. So I will put the amounts in the description below so y'all can try that. This is the deodorant we've been using for probably 10-15 years now, and it works amazingly. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's done. It's just a paste. And guys, I have to tell you, this is the best deodorant ever. It works so amazingly. I know this has nothing to do with the pantry challenge, but I thought I'd share it with you because it's just one of those things anymore. The deodorant that you get in the store is so bad for you. It's full of aluminum, which you don't want under your armpits. Just saying. I made Jean a hash with some leftover potatoes, brisket, red onions, and a random jalapeno. Just threw this together. He comes home for lunch, and usually, well, not usually, we always fix him lunch. So today he will have some oatmeal, he'll have some hash, and then I'm making some dandelion tea, which is so nutritious. But yeah, use up what you have. Look at that. That's going to be a delicious hash with just some leftovers. And he's going to be a happy camper with his lunch. And there it is, a yummy bowl of hash. Alrighty, day 2 of week 2 of the pantry challenge. We are going to use up the rest of our refried beans and the leftover meat that we had. And we need to finish up this fresh salsa. I have some freshly grated cheese and tortillas. We are going to make bean, cheese, and meat quesadillas. I don't always put meat in them, but since I have meat that I need to use up, I'm going to put meat in them. And we have done that before with chicken and stuff, and they are delicious. So let's throw these together, and I'll show you how I fry them up. Alrighty, and just like that, it's all layered. Beans, meat, salsa, and cheese. Okay, and just like that, our quesadilla is done. Look at that, guys. I'm going to cut it open now and let you see what it looks like. Yummy, yummy. Y'all can do this too. That's a hearty lunch. Okay, I am sauteing onions and celery for our corn chowder in the Instant Pot. I love how it can become a one-pot meal and you don't have to get a bunch of pans dirty. That is my favorite. So I am just sauteing the onions and the celery in some olive oil. And then I will be adding corn and chicken and cheese and cream and all the goodness. Okay, here's some of the leftover chicken that we had from the other night. We're going to use that in the corn chowder along with some organic corn and some cheddar cheese, lots of milk, salt and pepper, and all the goodies. Okay, the corn chowder is done. Look at that, guys. Absolutely deliciousness. It's kid approved. Is it good?
Amazing.
They are loving it already. Look at the bits of chicken. Lots of cheese on there. He's over there in the corner eating his. It is amazing, guys. Give it a try. It's a quick, yummy meal that will fill the bellies. And it was leftover chicken. It was from our, from one of our other meals. We had, let's think here. We had corn that we had in the freezer. Milk, let's think here. Onion, So very, very easy. And then add cheese to top it all off. So look at that. Y'all can do this too. So that is supper for day 2 of the pantry challenge. Breakfast this morning is scrambled eggs with bacon, some fermented carrots, and water with apple cider vinegar. They're not having the apple cider vinegar water, of course, but yep, this is what we're having this snowy morning, and they're having bagels on the side. A yummy breakfast to warm the bellies. Okay, what we are making for supper tonight for the pantry challenge is I'm going to be making pizza, but I'm making the dough in our bread machine. The dough in the bread machine is simply amazing because it does all the kneading for you. I don't have my KitchenAid here in the trailer because it is in storage. We only have so much room, so I have to pick the things that I need the most, I think, that will, you know, benefit us the most, and the bread machine is one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is for 2 pizzas, and actually I end up making more like 4 out of the 2 because it depends on how big you make it. But so anyway, it's going to require 4 cups of all-purpose flour. You just pour that right into your bread machine. So that's 4 cups. So really you could make 4 1-cup pizzas. And that's kind of the way I do it. I just make everybody their own little pizza. I may do that tonight. I may end up just making 2. It just all depends. Right now, the boys and our daughter, both daughters, are over working on the house. So this gives me some time to just work on getting the pizza dough in there. I have to show you guys. Look at these wooden measuring cups and measuring spoons. My daughter got me these. I love all things wood or clay, you know, ceramic, pottery, I should say. Things that come from the earth are really special to me. I just feel like, you know, like our little salt thing is in wood. I just feel like things that come from the earth are just so beautiful. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's move along. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of oil. I am going to use avocado oil just because it is more mild tasting than avocado. Avocado oil is more mild tasting than olive oil. I love olive oil, don't get me wrong. But for things like this and baking, I end up always using avocado oil just because it doesn't leave a strong taste. So when you are making your own mayonnaise, avocado oil is a good option, unless you like the taste. And if you like the taste, that's even better. Okay, so 2 teaspoons of sugar. We use Zolka, which is just an organic, unrefined, unprocessed sugar, and it's still kind of in its raw state. If I can get this off. Okay, so that's 2 tablespoons. I will do 2 teaspoons because I really don't like a sweet dough, and this is something that you can just do yourself. There's times when I usually put honey, but we are completely out of honey because I love to use honey instead of sugar. There's a clump. Okay, so, and you know what? Do what you think is best for you. If you like sugar, add the 2 tablespoons. I prefer it not to be sweet, so I do 2 teaspoons. And then 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of salt. That would be really salty. 2 teaspoons of salt. We're using pink Himalayan. Use the salt of your choice. Pink Himalayan has a lot of minerals in it, so therefore we like to use that in the Redmond sea salt as well because lots of minerals are a good thing. And then 1 1/3 cup of warm water, and then we're going to put in there 2 teaspoons of yeast. And I keep my yeast, look at that, I just refilled. I was down to nothing, and I noticed that my yeast was kind of not doing what I wanted it to, and it will after a while start to lose, you know, its ability to rise nicely. So I got more yeast, and I keep it in the refrigerator or in the freezer, and it keeps it fresh forever. Pretty much indefinitely, maybe not indefinitely, but for a very long time. Okay, so that's all I need to do. Then I put it on the dough cycle, and it will run for, I think, 90 minutes, and then I will get it out, and it will be ready to roll out and work pretty much after it comes out. And so then I'm going to bake it for, at 400, anywhere from 18 to 25 minutes. So I'm going to bring you along once I get the dough out so you can see what it looks like. For those of you that have never used a bread machine, I highly recommend it. It is just a simple way to get the kneading in. Unless you've got really strong hands to do the kneading. I did years ago, used to knead it. Now I just love the fact that I don't have to. But anyway, let's get to it.
Hello?
So a real simple, quick supper. Crust out of the bread machine. Just top it with whatever toppings you have. These are ones that we have right now. Doing the pantry challenge, there's not a whole lot. We could have, we did put red onions in this one. We may put some mushrooms on this one, but I think they're going to be delicious with the toppings that we have. Okay, so this is what it turned out like. It was absolutely delicious. Did not require much. I didn't even have pizza sauce, so I used a can of tomato sauce and added a little bit of sweetener to it, and we had pizza sauce. We had ground deer, just some different cheeses. We did end up putting some mushrooms on half of it. So yeah, absolutely delicious. And look at all the leftovers. We have lots left over for lunch tomorrow. All right, tonight I am making a lasagna soup. I took a box of lasagna noodles and broke them up into pieces, and we will be cooking those in this pot of hot water. Then I'm going to stick it in the Instant Pot after I get it cleaned. It kind of got some burnage on the bottom from our last soup. Yeah, let it sit too long. And then we're going to add a jar of marinara, which I found in the bottom of the pantry. Yay for that. There's 3 or 4 of them, because we had some of these in our barn, and with the cold weather, I did not even think about it, but the tops popped off and they went bad. And then it requires a can of crushed tomatoes and some tomato sauce, and then beef broth. I have to make you have you look at this real quick. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah. Yep, Millie is by the door of the RV looking in to see if she can get some treats. Yep. The hot wire grounded out again, and they're coming for a visit. So I thought I'd share that with you. Okay, but anyway, some of the chicken broth, not beef broth, chicken broth that I made, and I'm going to bring you along and show you how this looks. This is absolutely amazing, guys. An easy way to make lasagna in a soup style. This soup, I will be adding the leftover meat that we had for pizzas last night, and the leftover mushrooms. I'm going to add cottage cheese because we do not use ricotta cheese. And I have leftover Parmesan cheese that I'm going to be adding as well. So it is going to be a delicious lasagna soup. The noodles are done. To them, I'm going to add the leftover meat. You can see what the noodles look like. They're broken up into small pieces. To that, I'm going to add the rest of the mushrooms, the crushed tomatoes. Guys, this is going to be so good. What's not to like about lasagna and making it into a soup? Okay, add a jar of marinara. Okay. Just give it a stir before I add the chicken broth. Yummy. Okay, I added the chicken broth in there, some seasoning, and I put in the Parmesan cheese. I'm going to stick it in the Instant Pot now and let it come up to pressure. Then I'm going to add the cottage cheese and it's going to be done. We are having a soup night with some friends, Super Sunday, and this is what we're going to bring. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the fridge. It'll be done. So after church, we will have soup. So it's as simple as that. I'm going to put it in the Instant Pot and I'll show you what it looks like when I put it in a bowl. Okay, the soup is done. Check it out, guys. Lasagna soup in a bowl. This couldn't be any easier. So from now on, if you have a family member, like my kids love lasagna, and I don't always feel like making a pan of it, this is so much easier. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing from now on. Not that I won't make lasagna, but it's usually a treat. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end for now. I hope you enjoyed coming along week 2. I know there's only 4 days. We were invited for dinner one night, so there was no meals, but that's okay. Next week, we will have 5 meals. But anyway, I hope that you're enjoying this pantry challenge. I sure am. My pantry's getting a little bare. But yeah, we are eating up everything. We've not been to the grocery store. It's almost been 2 weeks. So we're going to try for another 2 weeks and then maybe another 4. We'll see. But anyway, guys, if you've not subscribed, think about coming on this journey with us. We'd love to have you. And give us a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. But we will catch you on the next one, guys. God bless you.